So, welcome guys. Today is Saturday and it is the third cross-country race at Lambton Castle Estate. I've done this race twice before. I actually did this race last year, 2 weeks before I had my main seizure, or my first seizure really, and that's when we found out that I obviously had cancer and that. So I'm just walking up the path. I've got no idea if I'm allowed to be here. Doesn't actually look like I am. Yeah. So yeah, we're at Lambton Castle. Like I say, this will be my third time running this route. They did change it from the first to the second. They took it slightly shorter and took out a big chunk of the route. They took out a section at the top of the first hill. This will be the first proper cross-country route we've done, in my opinion. The only hole's proper cross-country, but because it was earlier in the season, there wasn't as much mud. So this year, this should be our first proper test. Although it doesn't look too muddy either, to be fair. That's Lambton Castle behind us there. As I said, this is the third race. I've done them all so far, 3 of 3. After this, we've got Wrekenton, which I've done before. It's quite nice. Then we've got Lambton, the beginning of January, which I've not done before. That's new to me. We've got Temple Park, which I've done before as well. Then Alnwick, which I've done a lot of times. That used to always be the last race of the series. And then we've got Altrincham, I believe, which is over Hexham Way, and I've never done that one before. So we've got 5 more to do. It's 8 races in total in the North Harrier League. Like I say, this is the third one, and I've done all 3 of them so far, so that's pretty nice. I didn't know if I'd be able to get as many done because I'm not obviously not able to drive, but thankfully I've had people give us a lift, which is really nice. So yeah, the first time I ran this route, it was 10.5k. Nearly most of the cross countries are between 9 and 10k. Last year they shortened it slightly on the first hill. They took out a section at the top where you have to run to a tree. They took that out, so it was 10.1k last year, and I think it's the same route this year. I think they've shortened it again, or they're going to keep it the same, I should say. The weather's it's not too bad. It's a bit cold, but I always wear a vest anyway, so it shouldn't matter. I very rarely wear any layers or gloves. I might go out with the gloves depending on how I feel on the warm-up. I obviously haven't warmed up yet because we've just got here. But yeah, it's Lambton Castle. Not a bad place to be running on a Saturday. Cross country. Lovely grounds. I say the weather's not too bad. It is a bit chilly. Wind chill's a bit bad, but there's quite a massive variance in the trail on this. Actually, there's some trail, there's some gravel. There's obviously a lot of hills and mud, and then there's a tarmacy bit at the top there, just behind me. There's a big bit of tarmac, so the lads with the spikes always end up with a bit of bother running on the roads, smashing their spikes in. But I'm just gonna have a look at these hills, see how muddy they are, and if they're really muddy, I'll wear the mud clothes. Otherwise, I'll just stick to the trails, my trail shoes, which I've done is all right in the last 2 races, so hopefully they'll be all right. What else? This actually used to be, from what I'm told by some of the older people at the club, that this used to be a zoo back in like the 70s and 80s. Obviously, I was only born mid 80s, so no idea. But apparently, you could drive your car through here, and there'd be like lions and monkeys and stuff. Yeah, so it used to be a zoo. Apparently, it's pretty cool. Obviously, it's not now. But yeah. But I think my plan is same as normal because of the 2 big hills, and I'm not sure what my heart rate's going to be like. I'm going to take it easy on the first lap, and then we'll see how we get on second and third. Obviously, that was the plan at Druridge, but it all went to shit when I missed the start. So that's the first thing. Try not to miss the bloody start. That'll be nice. There's the kids coming around. I'm not really allowed to film them, but they're just in the background, so should be fine. Yeah, and we'll just try and get it done. I believe, according to my Strava, that this has got 170 metres of elevation, which is about the same as Thornley Hall, if I remember rightly. And as I said, we've got 5 more races after this. I've done 3 of them. Yeah, I've done 3 of the routes, and 2 of them are new to me, so that'll be quite nice to video and quite nice to experience. Although I do normally get a bit anxious on races I've not done before, just the unknown and stuff like that is just builds up the anxiety a bit more before you run on a route I've not done. I also want to try and do the Nationals this year because they're up in the north. It's Sedgefield, which I've done the Northerns at before, so I'm hoping to join the Nationals for the first time. There's normally Nationals can be down in Liverpool, it can be in London. It's always something I've wanted to experience. I've always wanted to do the one in Parliament Hill, just because of how iconic it is with cross country in England. So yeah, but now it's up this year. Now it's up in my neck of the woods. Then I've got no excuse not to do it really. So we'll try our best. And I'm going to try and capture the full first lap, and then we'll see how we get on from there. Battery wise. Good luck. Enjoy the spikes on the tarmac. When you get the tarmac without people with spikes. Try not to die on the hills. That's the goal.
Thanks.
I don't wait my young'uns are old enough to do that. Aye. I see him at park run when his mark comes. It's lovely.
Oh, the gate! Oh my god! The gate. Open the gate. You have to walk. Oh, yeah. Next time you're done, you don't pass the gate.
Oh, it's greasy.
Well done, George. Go on, Paul, stop going. All right, Paul.
Downhill, isn't it?
The only problem is coming down, you've got to get up.
Aye. Make the most of it. So unfortunately my camera only managed to capture one lap. I got a little bit on the third lap because I stopped it to see if I could get across the finish line, but unfortunately the battery didn't last long enough, so I've only really got the first lap of footage. And I'm not even recording in like 4K, so I'm not sure why it takes so much of the battery. The weather on the road was actually pretty good. It was a little bit of a headwind, which was chilly, just on the other side of these trees, and then all along the front. But it was doable. Once you warmed up, it was absolutely all right. It was fine, nothing to worry about. The tarmac, which you heard me talking about earlier, was actually really slippy, especially on that first lap in trail shoes. It was really greasy. I'd quite like on the downhills. I know if you've watched my cross country videos, you'll know I like running the downhills. So I like to try and pick up the pace there, but it was really congested. I mean, I've got no plans of finishing anywhere high in this. Obviously, they're much better runners than I am, and I'm supposed to be taking it easy. But I'd still like to run the downhills as best I can. I actually suffered really badly in this race. I thought I was going out all right, but the competitor is obviously, I was trying to keep up with people in front of us, and in hindsight, I should have took it easier, especially on the hills. I got mad headaches on that second and third lap. It was really, really brutal, and it's the first time that's ever really happened to us. But again, cross country, I'm trying to learn, trying to like ease my body into everything, and it obviously was too much. I should have walked the hills on the first lap, and I didn't. I tried to kind of jog up them and keep up with people. And the medium pack came through on the first hill just at the wrong time. They were like squeezing past us, and it's so congested. I mean, you'll see it in a little bit. And I was like, I wasn't trying to keep up with the medium pack, obviously, but I was trying to keep my foot in with the other lads around us. And it came back to bite us. Like, the headaches were absolutely brutal. And running along the bottom here, there's sections where the sun was like right in my face, and obviously that wasn't helping the headaches. It was just it ended up an absolute nightmare for us. Not a good run at all, but I'm still trying to learn where my levels are and where my body is. I was saying to the lads at the end of the race, actually, like, I really hope my head's not like that for the rest of my life, because it's just not going to be fun at all. Running with headaches just isn't fun. So I'm hoping that my body just gets used to it, and the recovery comes around at some point. I mean, I was told 9 to 12 months in the hospital. I've read some personal accounts online of 18 months to 2 years for that kind of thing to go away. So hopefully I'll get there, and I'll just got to keep plugging away. This is training at the end of the day. It's just, I'd like to put in a better effort than I did. I actually ran this a minute faster than I did last year when I competed on this route. But obviously that was 2 weeks before I had my seizure. So, I'm still improving. It was still better than last year. But an overall, quite a poor performance from myself. The difference between my fastest and slowest laps of the three was over a minute. So that tells you everything, like just poor pacing. If I'd have evened that out, I might have gotten away without the headaches. But the second and third laps, I was basically power walking up the hills. They were just I had to like manage the headaches and try and deal with that. It's the hardest run I've had to date, without a doubt. It was absolutely brutal at times. But I just had to power through. Like, not on my legs and that. My legs were actually were okay. I was still managing to run the downhills, and I wasn't running the flats too well, because I was obviously trying to manage the headaches and trying to manage my body. I could have, I reckon I could have run faster, but it's hindsight's a great thing, and I should have took it easier and tried to level it out across the lot. And I'll try and remember that for the next runs, and I think that's important. Trying to measure where your body's at the time and sticking in with it. This is the first hill, obviously we're going up now, and as you can see, the faster packs, I mean, even they're getting caught up with the lads. It's hard to get through. And I mean, some of them aren't as nice as what Rory was there. Some of them are just elbows out and straight through the bushes, giving you a good kick. But yeah, it was a good run. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I had a brutal headache for most of it. It was absolutely smashing, but it's nice to be out there. It's nice to be doing cross country, and like I said at the start, this is third cross country race in a row for me. So we're getting there, and it's all going to come back eventually. But obviously, as always, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of the lap. I'd love to have caught more, but unfortunately I didn't get it, especially like the finish line. I'd love to have get that, but I was dying going across the finish line anyway, so it wouldn't have been the greatest of footage in the world. As always, like the video for us and get more people's eyes on it. That would be brilliant. Throw something in the comments. That would be lovely. And thanks very much for tuning in and watching. Cheers very much, and look after yourselves. Thank you. Come on, Jack. Go on, Phil, mate, last hill. Well done, Polly, mate, last hill. Oh my God, mate, well done. Well done, mate, last hill.
Come on, go.
Well done, Justin.
Right.
And Simon. Hello, Graham.
Well done. No way much. See you on the way down.